mask off.
Welcome! I'm so excited you're here. Welcome to our neighborhood. This has been a neighborhood for hundreds of years, and you're going to get to see it throughout that 400-year time period. Okay? We are a 10-acre site, so use your maps, but one of the keys today is you're going to be looking for houses that have flags flying in front of them. Some of them we're looking at the back doors, and the flags are at the front door. So as you walk around, it'll be evident, you will see them. So 400 years ago, right where we're standing, this green grassy area was not a lawn, it was a tidal inlet. And it flowed in and out of the Piscataqua River, which is right out there. In the far distance you can see big buildings, that's the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard. If you would humor me and look at the back of your map, there's a photograph. And on that photograph, you can see what this Puddle Dock Inlet looked like at low tide. And do you see the flagpole in the photo? Yeah, the far flagpole with the eagle, that is Portsmouth's Liberty Pole. It's been right there since 1760s. Wow. Right? So that's to give you some perspective. So, even before the flagpole and all of that, with this tidal inlet, this was a place where the Abenaki peoples would come and would be spending the summer for the fishing. We have a wigwam, at least a wigwam frame, set up around the corner behind this red house here for you to see that. Other people that are coming in for the seasonal fishing, we included the Vikings and the English and everyone that came up and down the coast. And eventually in 1623, the English settle a permanent settlement here in Portsmouth and one in Dover. When they arrived here, there were so many strawberries that they named it Strawbery Banke, because there were strawberries on the river bank. About 30 years later, they decided that really wasn't important enough sounding of a name, so they changed it to Portsmouth. Okay? This has always been a working waterfront to this day, and I don't know if you can hear, I can hear the hum of the shipyard. It's just always going there. So, in the early periods, we are exporting from New Hampshire here timbers and fish, the salted codfish, and furs. And we are building ships here. In the 1700s, John Paul Jones is hanging around in town waiting for the Ranger to be finished for him. And in the late 1700s, a lot of building goes on. So many of these houses belong to sea captains. And this was part of the hub of the city. But eventually, downtowns move, and the downtown of Portsmouth moved a couple blocks over and towards Market Square.
Okay.
As you move on in time, you find that trains are going to replace some of the work of the ships. Trains don't have to worry about barnacles and hurricanes and pirates, right? So Puddle Dock here falls into disuse. The deep water wharfs on the Piscataqua, those are still being used. But Puddle Dock, not so much. And a lot of sewage is going into it. And by 1900, the city does some improvements here. Because the houses are getting old by that point. They're 100 years old or more. And so they come in and they fill in Puddle Dock. They put a street, Newton Avenue, right down where we're standing here. But they don't put in a lot of new construction. So there's still some of those old wharf buildings, some old houses were moved here. And it becomes a neighborhood that is affordable for immigrants. And about half of the neighborhood is immigrants from all over the world, and half of it is New Englanders here. Some of those immigrants that you'll find out today, when they came here, they were very industrious. They loved being in America, and a lot of them, their jobs were junkyards. Okay? So now we have junkyards here. And yes, if we start digging down from where we're standing about this far, we will start finding rusty car parts. Okay? It is, I've seen it happen. It's not pretty. So now forward to 1950s, you have old houses getting still older, you have junkyards, and you still have the working waterfront with all of the elements that includes, okay? So this time they have federal money for urban renewal, and they take these houses by eminent domain and they plan to urban renew by bulldozer. And at this point, so concerned citizens came together and said, no, wait, we want to save the old houses in this neighborhood and create a historic museum. So that's how the museum is started. I will say, though, on the north end of town, where all of those big new hotels are, yeah, that was urban renewed in the 50s by bulldozer. And those were vacant lots for decades.
Hey guys, I know it's been a while since we've actually put out a video. It's been real busy up here at the campground and what we've been doing, but I'm not even going to try to narrate. We're here at Strawbery Banke today, the museum, and I'm not even going to narrate it because needless to say, she told you the story at the beginning, which I'm happy for, so we don't mess anything up. It is a neat place. It is a 2-day pass, so it's $20 a person, but you do get a 2-day pass, and there's so much to see in here. It's 10 acres, and I would say that you could probably spend 2 days in here if you chose to. We're going to be down here for the afternoon, and there's a restaurant down here that we're going to check out also and see what we can come up with, see what we can find. Kim's just getting out of the first house that we went into. That was actually the ships that you guys are seeing.
And it's called the Eaton House.
But we actually will walk you through and show you some of it. We're not going to be able to show you all of it, but there's no way. It's a big area. We won't get through all of it. So anyway, we will touch base with you and just keep the film rolling. Here's some of their tools, the wood planes, the bow saws, the drills. This is some of the ballast from the stairs. Mind you, they didn't have lathes to do those. They did it all by hand.
The chair molding.
That's incredible. That up there is neat too. Let's see if we can get a shot of it.
Egg and anchor molding, huh?
We had in front of our house in Missouri.
Fluted columns. Ours were not wooden.
No. Look at the top.
This is, oh wow.
That's cool.
The wallpaper history. Wind house wallpaper history. Well, that's cool.
1825 to 1865. Wow. The corner store is cool.
Oh man, All right, here we
And
go.
then she's still telling a story. It's not open. Yeah, I guess it is.
Thank you. Oh, it does get there. Oh,
Yep.
wow. Oh, that was shot.
Precious.
This shows how long somebody's products have been around.
Yeah.
Cheerio oats.
The store here is time period correct. This is the corner general store, which you'd see from the outside. But it's neat when you see these prices. 3 for 25 cents for your asparagus, creamed asparagus soup. Had everything from pharmaceutical to crackers. National Biscuit Company, looks like Fig Newtons. Oh, this is cool.
The Joshua Jackson House is typical of a historic structure prior to restoration.
Wow.
So they're asking not to touch any of
Well, yeah, because they're plaster,
because it's very, very
brittle.
fragile.
That's what Mom and Dad's house was plaster. Farmhouse probably was too. I'm impressed that the wires were ran through the walls. Most of the time they were ran across the ceilings.
And you'd look right out to the water because that's when the tide was coming in, and the canoe would be out there with all these goods, and they would unload it, and they were so happy because from Scotland you got those nice warm blankets. New Hampshire winters are cold, and we've been into some of the sea captains' houses today. You can see those fabrics they put on their beds, their furniture. But everybody loved the spices because that sure made your food taste a lot better. There's sugar in those blue cones. That's how it traveled. You poured it into a mold, and then you mixed it with a little fluid and it hardened. It would travel very easily that way.
Wow.
Okay.
But then sometimes from the United States, like tobacco would come up from Tennessee. Everything came in a barrel or a box.
Right.
You don't know if you're going to be 3 weeks or 3 months or 3 years, depending on the weather, or if you got lost. So.
Oh my God.
This is the shipyards that she was talking about at the very beginning. The ships come in and out. Got a drawbridge over there. Let's hope we go see one of the ships, but apparently not today. The garden. Walking through, the trees are neat. Water fountains. It's actually across the street between the museum grounds and the waterfront where they do the shipbuilding, or did the shipbuilding.